disrupt things. Sprinting away is Nemesnikov. Vlad Nemesnikov. Niederreiter shot, score! Nino Niederreiter beats Allen, and the lead is 3. It's 4-1.
Oh, this is good stuff. And again, it's winning a battle.
You're not even going to let me just enjoy this one for, okay. You're not coming on our plane? Okay. You know what? Obviously, like we mentioned there, we really liked our Florida game at home. The Detroit game was not us, not when it came to the execution to compete, and it just need to be consistent. It has to come back with that game we played tonight. It wasn't a perfect 60, but a lot of those things that we did, whether it was shot block and wall plays, recognizing the right time to do things with the puck, that has to be constant going, especially against Tampa in their building. They're one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team in the league. So we got to make sure that we're doing all those things correct.
No, go ahead.
You know that whole thing where we talk about don't touch my third line?
Yep.
Well, everyone's like, don't touch this line, don't touch this line. Arnie did not listen to any of you. He didn't touch my line. Took all the rest of them and said, yeah, I'm going to do this. So I'm starting to get in the head of the head coach.
That was your biggest takeaway.
That's my biggest takeaway from
the biggest takeaway from the win against Jersey.
A desperately needed win where it did not look good after the first period. I was like, they score first. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening?
Yeah.
They got really sloppy in the first period. I'm like, what's going to happen here? And then the second period, they were lights out. And here we are. So this is check-in, in case you didn't know. That's
He's
Sarah.
Jamie. I'm Sara.
Thank you for introducing me.
The road trip continues. As you can see, we only have one microphone today, so we're going to be battling.
There have been
over
cutbacks.
It. That's right.
Cutbacks. We need a sponsor badly. So if anybody out there needs someone, there's got to be a soup sponsor somewhere. That is going to help us out of this tough time that we have one microphone.
Might be a sandwich sponsor as well, because there's a lot of discussion already. All of you in the chat who are so wonderful, never cease to amaze me, because the hot topic
our boss is like all in on this one, and I don't blame her.
Oh yeah, but right now the hot topic is, where do you stand on hot dogs? And is it a sandwich? So this started before the show even began. So really, we feel as if we're evolving from a hockey pregame show.
So are we really
to really becoming foodies? So maybe the Food Network is where you are eventually going to have to tune in to find us.
One of my old bosses, will never forget this, said to me, he goes, Jamie, you are not a journalist, which hurt. He said, you're an entertainer. So entertain people. Jazz hands. So we are going to entertain the heck out of you for the next 25 minutes.
There you go. Road trip continuing tonight for the Jets. Obviously got off to a good start with the 2 points in Jersey. They have 4 games in the next 7 days before things close out for the Olympic break. They are currently 8 points back of the second wildcard spot. So you think of all the good things that they've done over the last 10 games. 6-2-2 is their record. They've been able to make up 3 points, but still a lot of work to do for the Jets in hand. We are looking forward to having Dave Randorf join us momentarily, the voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yep.
Then you also talk to perhaps a future Jet.
Yeah, well, Kieron Walton, who is a 5th-round pick of the Winnipeg Jets, is on fire this year. He's currently tied for second in scoring in the entire Ontario Hockey League right now, having a heck of a year. Got traded from Sudbury to the Peterborough Pete. So I spoke with Kieron yesterday. We'll play that interview for you a little bit later. But first, our main guest today, the man of the show. He is here, but we're not going to get to him just yet.
Oh, okay.
We all love Dustin Byfuglien. I think we've pretty much come to that conclusion. Anything that guy, it's like anything that guy does, everybody loves. So I wonder if you remember this.
Poke free by Stone. He is hammered by Byfuglien, and that is going to drop.
I mean, I wasn't here for that, but I heard it. I don't remember where I was, but I heard it. So the guy that called it, you heard the wonderful tone and voice there. That is Dave Randorf. He is joining us now from Tampa Bay. He is the play-by-play guy for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Dave, how awesome and stunning was that hit when you were calling it in the building all those years ago?
Oh, I feel like we're probably having some technical issues.
You think so?
Yep. Maybe some audio issues.
Maybe.
Let's see. Just quickly. Dave, can you see us? Oh, he can't hear us.
He can't hear us. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Well,
He's going to come back.
He comes back. It's probably for the best. I wonder if we're going to have more guests start to do that. We just can't hear you.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to redo? Dave, I'm going to resend you the link. You can't hear us.
So you're going to tell me. While he's doing that, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more. Yes, it was one of, the most memorable hits. And when you think about Dustin Byfuglien, who had many memorable moments and top 10 worthy moments as a Winnipeg Jet, certainly that hit and Mark Stone was one of them. Dave Randorf spent years calling games here north of the border, whether that be hosted the CFL panel, then of course he was with Sportsnet and called NHL games as well. So it was a very memorable call, I'm sure, for him and moment as well. While we go through that, let's also just take a look at the chat again, because so many of you, as I mentioned, are into it already. Some people like the promo for the podcast that's coming up. You'll see that at the end of the show, but you might have caught it already on social media. It's great. Buff made him change his name from Mark Stone to LTIR Stone.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, I'm going to try to bring Dave in one more time. Here we go.
Okay.
Oops.
Hello.
Hey, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Sort of that.
Welcome. No problem at all. Obviously, that hit was heard around the world, but just your thoughts calling that hit and just what you were thinking after it happened.
Wondering if Mark Stone was going to get up. That's what I thought he was dead,
personally. Yes.
Honestly, I do remember that very well. Wow. You don't often see, especially when you've got a player with a reputation of Byfuglien. Players are usually quite aware of who's out there and at what points and where you are on the ice. And Stone, I haven't seen the hit in a while. I know you brought it up the other day when we communicated via text, but I've not seen it in a while. But I was working that game with Gary Galley. Who threw a couple of hits in his time as well as a defenseman. Byfuglien was so big back then, right? He was, what was he skating at, like 260, 265 at least around then? Yeah. He could get up and down the ice. He was such a unique player back in that particular era where he was scoring lots of goals from the blue line with that boomer of a shot, and he was just erasing guys and punishing people. That was quite the hit for sure. And I remember it happened right below me because the commentary position in Winnipeg, as you all know, is right on top of the action. So it's something I won't forget for sure.
Well, let's move on to tonight's game, Dorf. And you look at this Tampa team. Obviously, we haven't had the opportunity to see them yet, but Scott Arniel, speaking after the Jets game the other night, was talking about how Tampa, he thinks, might be one of the hottest teams in the league right now. What is it that has been working well for Tampa, despite the fact that, at various points throughout the season, obviously they've had to contend with injuries or changes to their lineup?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just spoke with Scott Arniel along with the Winnipeg media at the rink about an hour ago at downtown Tampa. And he said for his money, he says it's Colorado, and the close second was the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's really remarkable the level of success that they've been able to have for 10 plus years. Not only are they well on their way to making the playoffs again, but they are, again, establishing themselves as a legit Stanley Cup contender. And I say that objectively. I see them play, obviously, night in, night out, and that is the way they are playing right now. Sarah, you mentioned a bunch of injuries. They're still without Victor Hedman and have been for half the season. He might come back for the Stadium Series game on Sunday. He was out there in a regular jersey today. Looks like they're going to get Ryan McDonough back tonight, a guy that Scott Arniel has coached before when he was with the New York Rangers. But he's been out for an extended period of time as well with a lower body injury, broken ankle. They've been missing Eric Chernak for long stretches. He's been back, but he was out. Emil Lilleberg, let's not forget about him. That is 4 of your top 6 defensemen out. Braden Point's been out for a long time. And yet here they are entering tonight's game 15-1-1 in their last 17 games.
That's crazy.
And how they've been doing it is, yeah, sure, they've got some high-end offensive talent. Nikita Kucherov, Jake Gensel, Point when he's out there, guys who've been chipping in offensively. But really, every coach will tell you, and certainly John Cooper will, that you don't win if you can't defend. And that's simply how they've been doing it. If you look at, they had a 15-game point streak. I could pull out any of the games there where the possession time of the opposition was fairly low and fairly not a lot of high danger chances against. They keep everything to the outside. Their structure's been very good, even with guys like Max Crozier, Charles-Edouard Destoux, Declan Carlisle, guys that Winnipeg Jets fans probably aren't very familiar with as NHL defensemen, and I wouldn't hold it against you. They've been able to fill these spots and let the structure take hold. Darren Radish right now their number one pairing has been Darren Radish and JJ Moser. And I'm telling you right now, they've been excellent. Moser is the top plus minus amongst defensemen out of anybody in the NHL. He plays key minutes. You probably would have seen a little bit of him when he was with Arizona prior to the trade coming to Tampa, sending Mikhail Sergachev the other way. And Lightning also got Winnipeg native Connor Geekie in that deal, who is still yet to really blossom as part of that deal. But Darren Radish was an undrafted guy who is now 28, 29 years old. He's got 14 goals, and he's one of the top scoring defensemen in the league. And all those points have come since Victor Hedman went down. Darren Radish was a healthy scratch for 6 games to start the season. And he's gotten the opportunity, and he's taken it and run with it in his UFA contract year. So he's going to get paid, and hopefully it'll be here with the Lightning. But they've been able to defend. And then the final layer of that, of course, is Andrei Vasilevskiy. You know, it's always a treat to watch Vasilevskiy and Hellebuck go head-to-head, which we will see tonight. But in my mind, there's no question that Vasilevskiy has reestablished himself as the best goalie in the league, the best goalie in the world. Last year, 38 wins is nothing to sneeze at all. Of course, we know that Hellebuck was outstanding and won all the awards, and that's fair. But Vasilevskiy really wasn't as dominant as he has been in the past. He was coming off a season in which he had back surgery, and he was good, but he wasn't really good. And this year, he is back to, in my opinion, Vezina Vasi, level of play. The other night in a 1-0 game against Utah that they won 2-0. He made some key saves at key moments, including a breakaway by Clayton Keller. So he's making those big stops, and he's making it look easy. And his mere presence and the level of his game is forcing shooters to pick corners or be too fond or make that extra pass to try to get him to move, and maybe not even getting a shot just from his presence between the pipes this year. So he and the team defense has been awesome.
Dave, as you just talked about what's gone right for your team, considering the patchwork lineup that they've had this year, would this be John Cooper's finest job coaching this team this year, or have you seen other years where it would be better?
No, listen, I think John Cooper has done a great job since this is my 6th season. Sarah, can you believe I've been down here 6 years already?
Actually.
No.
6, unbelievable.
This is season 6 for me with the Lightning, and one of those was the shortened year coming out of COVID. But bottom line is I've been around the team now, and John Cooper has been coach of the year in let me count it off here, the North American Hockey League, the USHL, the AHL. He's won 4 nations. He's won 2 Stanley Cups, been to 4 finals, and he has never won the Jack Adams. It's something that bugs a lot of people around here a lot. I'm not sure if it bugs Cooper or not. It probably does privately, but at the end of the day, he can't hear you because his 2 Stanley Cup rings are plugged. As for his work this year, I think I just listed out the reasons there, Jamie, that with all the injuries, and here they are in an ultra competitive season where the standings are so tight. What are the standings right now? Are they behind Detroit? Are they? No, they're ahead of Detroit, maybe a point or 2, but they've got 3 games in hand on them. And they are playing extremely well despite all the injuries. So I think this is, to this point, some of his finest work that he's ever done. I thought last year they did a great job. There's a lot of buzz right now that this finally may be rectified and he would win the Jack Adams. But he'll take an Olympic gold medal and another Stanley Cup over that any day.
Well, last one before I let you go.
Yeah.
I always marvel at the job that coaches have to do when they're coaching or going to coach national teams. I mean, how hard it must be for him to focus on the job at hand, but also putting together probably the most controversial roster out there right now, period. It doesn't matter whatever Olympic or whatever international event is. Canada will always be the one looked over the most. How does he do it? Like, that's the incredible part to me.
Yeah, his time management, I've talked to him about this privately. I don't bug him too much, even though I'd love to bend his ear about Team Canada selections before they were all announced. But I talked to him about his time management and how it must be pressed. And he's quick to point out that they gave him the opportunity to be the coach last year as well for the Four Nations. So, and it's primarily the same management group and the same coaching staff. So they kind of got a year head start on the whole process. But having said that, he's not by himself. Doug Armstrong and Julian Brisebois, his GM, is one of the assistant GMs, Don Sweeney. There's a whole group of guys that have been scouting. But make no mistake, there's been lots of phone calls after games, before games, in between games, and all that kind of stuff. They know that this is hugely important. And I don't know how he manages and compartmentalizes everything, because there's been a lot on this guy's plate, not the least of which, his main day job here, which is guiding the Tampa Bay Lightning to, as Scott Arniel said, he thinks is, if not the best team in the NHL right now, a close second to Colorado.
As we let you go, so I have to ask you this, because this has become a thing now on our pregame show. This is, prep yourself for it, because I'm going to guess you haven't seen this one coming.
It's on the screen right now.
Yes.
Oh. Well, Rihanna.
Or soup. So we have a thing now, but you've been to Winnipeg many times. It gets chilly here. Somehow we have evolved into a Winnipeg Jets pregame show / foodie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So we talk a lot about soup. And so we always like to know. I told you, you did not see this one coming.
Yeah.
Or if I could have given you 100 guesses, no. Yeah. I realize that you are in a warm locale now, and that you have, I'm sure, adjusted to Florida temperatures and life. But is there a soup in particular that you enjoy?
I'm not a huge soup guy, but if I'm going to ask or answer Rihanna's question now, where I live, it would be a grouper sandwich or a Cuban sandwich. Cuban sandwiches here are huge. They've got great small sandwich shops, sometimes like in a gas station, believe it or not. They've got these great sandwich shops right at the back of the gas station that you think it looks a little dodgy. No, they're great. And so you can get a Cuban sandwich or a grouper sandwich. I like the blackened grouper sandwich. And I think I'm probably going to go with the lobster bisque or some kind of seafood chowder, because man, if you like seafood, you're in the right place here, because it's coming right out of the Gulf and straight onto your plate. So I'm going to go with that, Rihanna. Either one of those sandwiches and a lobster bisque. How about that?
Excellent.
Thanks for playing along, buddy.
Yeah, and you know what? I would like to say one other thing too, is that first of all, it's great to be on with both of you. It's great to see both of you again, and I look forward to seeing you in person in March when we're up there. But if I could just say that you asked me about memories quickly. I really feel privileged, and when I look back at the cool things that I've been able to call, the return of the Jets 2.0 to the playoffs in 2015 against Anaheim is right up there on my list of awesome assignments that I got to do. Yes, they got swept by the Ducks that year, but it was so exciting going back for Game 3 in that barn. I remember the rink being filled for pregame warm-up. And I'm not even kidding. It was full right to the back row for pregame warm-up 45 minutes before face-off. Don Cherry was in the building with Ron McLean, and it was so exciting. And Game 3 was a real nail biter too, if you recall. But that assignment is always going to stick with me as one of the best things I've ever gotten to do.
Hey, that's one of the reasons why you're the champ.
We'll keep that story between you and me.
Yeah, we will. We will. Maybe in March. All right. Thanks so much.
See you, Dave.
Bye, Dave.
Good to see you both.
Great
See ya.
Thanks, buddy. Dave has done millions of things. Like we were looking the other day at his resume. It's crazy, all the things. World championships. I'd be here forever. TSN kick for $1 million. Kick to win, sorry.
And then he gets to work now with Brian Engblom, who hopefully people remember here in this market as well for a number of reasons, but including his time when we first started the Jets on TSN. He was on with Dennis and I and was our color analyst. So
that's insane.
Great crew that they have down there. Love those guys.
Luckiest job. Like I could do that weather all day long.
For it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, there you go. See, Dave, this is why he's the champ. Hearing my name on the broadcast made my whole day. Not going to lie. Cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we have to ask people. And as I said to Dave, that it'll catch them off guard because nobody is expecting. You come on to talk some hockey, talk about the game that's
the thing is, we can't tell them. The best part is it's organic.
And then we have to say, hey, by the way, before you go, soup.
Yeah.
Yay, nay?
And I'm sure they're trying to figure out if we're serious or not. But we are deadly serious about this whole thing. So it's taking a life of its own. More to come in March. Okay, so Jets are playing the Lightning. You just talked about, we just heard Dave talk about how great the Lightning are right now.
Yes.
Should we get some comments from the dressing room?
Well,
or what would you like to address first?
Before there, let's take a look at the projected lines.
Yeah.
For it. So this is what
Don't touch my third line.
morning skate just finished up.
By the way, it scored the game-winning goal.
Just a short
No
while
big
ago.
deal.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Jamie doesn't want to brag, but
No.
he'll take responsibility for it.
Yes.
So I actually look forward to seeing any of those three from the Don't Touch My Third Line on ground control at some point so that you can talk about that. Or maybe that's a whole segment we can do.
I
when
should
you
just have
return.
all three of them on the
But
show.
if you notice, top line is staying the same. We saw it adjusted in the last game. Familiar to see Gabe Velarde back on that top
Didn't
line.
Bones just say, whatever you can, you just always put them back together? Is that pretty much what he said? By the way, Bones is on fire with Columbus. Another story, another time.
Maybe Saturday.
Yeah.
For it. Let's take a quick, you know what? We'll get to your Kieron Walton interview in a moment, but yeah, let's take a listen. Let's go inside the dressing room just a short while ago and hear from Dylan Sandberg and then Alex Iafallo.
I wanted to ask you one thing in particular, going back to the New Jersey game. You break up a 2-on-1 with a saucer pass. Now, putting the stick in the air, was that intentional? Was it reflex, or was it just kind of reacting to what was around you there?
I guess kind of intentional, but kind of reflex at the same time. Like I had a feeling, if I slid that he was going to try and sauce it over me. And, I was thinking, like, maybe I can get my hand up there, but it was also too far away and it happened so fast that it's kind of a natural reaction.
Phenomenal play nonetheless. What did you like about what you guys were able to do, especially to hold the lead late against New Jersey in the third period?
I think, obviously we had a little bit of a slow start there in the first period, but then we played a lot quicker and, didn't mess with pucks back in our defensive zone and just got them up there moving quickly, and, which allowed our success to get off to a good lead there. And, I know obviously they scored one there in the final minutes, but, I like that we were able to hold them off and, secure the win.
What are you expecting from Tampa? Obviously, hottest team in the league right now. What do you? I know you're focused on your own game, but what are you expecting from their game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're a good skilled team, and they've had a lot of success here over the past couple months. So even with some key guys of theirs that are missing, but I think just for us, we're just focused on playing quickly, and not messing around with the puck too much, and just play simple and stick to our identity, and try and get a win here.
What are you seeing from your D partner in the last little while?
I think he's definitely building his confidence. You can see it from game to game, and he's starting to I think he feels more established and more comfortable, which is awesome to see. And he's starting to get up in the rush and everything, and just kind of turning into an everyday NHL defenseman, which is nice to see.
What's it like to have that mentorship role as a young guy like yourself, even though you had a birthday recently?
Yeah, no, it's weird because I was in his shoes a few years ago, and now to be able to be called a mentor is a little bit different, but it makes me feel old. But no, it's good. Just trying to help him out as much as possible, and trying to make sure he has fun while he's doing it.
Back to the New Jersey game, I know we had you after the first period on the radio, and you talked about wanting to improve some of the puck management over the next 40 minutes, and then I felt it really kind of led to the offense that you guys were able to generate. Just can you speak to just the importance of being clean in your own end, making sure you're handling pucks well, and how that can generate 200 feet away?
That's a big part of it. Just making clean passes through, our D zone, neutral zone. That just helps us create chances in the offensive zone. Just keeping that clean throughout the whole ice just helps build momentum and keep every line buzzing.
And in terms of maybe going up against a team like Tampa Bay, never really struggles for offense regardless of who's in the lineup. What's kind of the key for you guys defensively tonight?
It'll be big game for us tonight. Making sure we're stick on puck and having the right reads in the D zone if they get cycling, whatever it may be. Just communication and stick to our solid defense that we can rely on. And I think the communication thing's gonna be a big part. Whether the switches up top or whatever, wingers handing guys off. So we'll stick with that.
And for yourself, you started the game against the Devils with Mark and Kyle, then you had a line switch and another line switch for you coming into this one based on the line rushes and the morning skate. Just maybe how different is it going from a line, say, with Kyle and Mark and how they like to generate things in the offensive end versus playing with Jonathan and Cole?
Oh yeah, well, I played with all these guys a few times this year, so just trying to communicate before the game. a lot more support, in the offensive zone, coming around the nets and kind of just reading off each other off the forecheck. So, it was a fun morning skate, getting messing around with Taser and Fetz. So, we'll be ready to rock tonight. To think, with their support too, through the neutral zone is going to be big as well.
All right, we'll figure out. Seems like the audio was low on those things. We'll look into that as soon as possible, just not today. Thank you for your input as always. We appreciate you. Thank you. They said a lot of cool stuff though. Kieron Walton. We'll get back to the game here. We've got to make this quick because we're running out of time. Kieron Walton, 5th round pick of the Jets a couple years ago. Before we start this interview, Kieron got absolutely annihilated with a blindside hit in Montreal in that first game, the Prospects tournament in the game against the Canadiens. He was hurt for a little bit, but has gone on like wildfire now here. First with the Sudbury Wolves and now with the Peterborough Petes. If we just throw up the trade board, this is a big trade earlier this month. It just goes to show you how big of a player he is. 5 picks went the other way to the Sudbury Wolves, including a defenseman as well. But he has had a great year last year. He's on fire again this year. I'll show you the standings. There they are. He is tied for second in the entire Ontario Hockey League. Here's my conversation with Kieron Walton from yesterday. Pleased to welcome Winnipeg Jet prospect Kieron Walton and one of the newest members of the Peterborough Petes. Kieron, before we get to the trade itself and how things are going as a Pete, I want to go all the way back to September at the rookie tournament in Montreal. And before you were hit in the game against Montreal, in a crowd in front of 21,000 people, just what your feelings were and emotions were when you stepped onto the ice at Bell Center that night.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest warm-ups of my life. That was really cool, kind of coming out, and it was super loud. And I know Montreal fans are really passionate, so that was a great time. Had my family there, but before the hit, it was a lot of fun. So,
yeah. So, obviously, this is kind of a crazy question, but what do you remember before the hit, and do you remember much afterwards?
Yeah, I remember just kind of juices were flowing, like people wanted to. It was a rowdy a little bit, but I saw a puck in the slot, went for it. Little bit of blindside is what it is. And then I just remember I wasn't staying down in front of 20,000 people, so I was getting up and cheering it to the bench. I got to the bench, I didn't really know where I was, but I knew I just wasn't staying down. So,
so that was your sole purpose. Yeah. I don't know what's going on right now, but I am not laying on the ice. So
I'm not staying down in Montreal. No way. I wish I scored though. I got a shot on that at least. So.
You sure did. Yeah. So how long until you felt right after that? I know you didn't get to come to Jets development camp and do what you wanted to do, but how long until you felt right?
Yeah, I'd say it was about about a 10-day process where I started to feel kind of really back to normal and was able to kind of skate a little bit harder and stuff. And then probably about 13, 14 days in, I started to feel like back to myself and not slow or anything, not dizzy and stuff like that. But the Jets staff and the Moose staff, they took great care of me. So nothing but great things to say about them.
You took a big jump offensively in terms of numbers last year. Did you put more pressure on yourself to make sure you followed up on what happened in 24-25 heading into this season?
Yeah, definitely. I like having pressure on myself. I think it's good. And yeah, I definitely wanted to have a really good year as well with numbers. And so yeah, I definitely put a lot of pressure on myself when it comes to that.
I know you're no longer a member of the Sudbury Wolves, but what can you say about the organization? Because they were such a big part of the player that you are today.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. When I look back on it, the time flew, but it was a ton of fun. And yeah, it's the coaching staff there my past few years there. Scott Barney and his coaching staff were great. They kind of let me do my thing, and I really appreciate it. But the guys are great there, and I love my time there.
Who do you attribute most to your success last year? Like who was in your ear lots and who was pushing you to be better that got you to the offensive numbers that you had last season?
I'd go Scott Barney.
Yeah.
I met him at the draft, and it was all positive. And he said, I'm looking forward to having you on the team, and let's get going. He kind of gave me the ropes, and he was sort of the type of player I was back then. So that was really positive for me to kind of have that. And yeah, it was great. He kind of gave me the ropes and let me kind of do my thing, and thankfully it worked out pretty good for me.
Well, I guess that helps a lot when somebody is a similar type of player than you, right? When they have a similar style of play, because you can listen to them and go, okay, hey, this guy's been through it before. He plays the way that I do. So is that basically why he had your ear so much?
Yeah, it was great. I when I first saw that we hired him and I met him, I was like, this guy's pretty big. So, and then I kind of searched him up, and he seemed like a pretty good skill guy. So, pretty high in the draft too. I think he went first round or something. Anyways, but yeah, it was all positive the minute he got he came over to Sudbury, and yeah, it definitely felt good seeing a guy kind of my size come in and coach.
When you had your growth spurt, how long did it take for your skills to catch up with your size?
Yeah, you know what? I didn't really I just grew steadily. And obviously there was a little bit of adjustment there, kind of losing the puck in practice and stuff like that. But I just hammered it every single day, kind of working on little things like that. And thankfully it wasn't too much of an adjustment.
Okay, so take us to the day the trade comes, early January. Did you know something was going to happen? And two, what were your emotions when that deal finally became clear?
Yeah, so earlier in the week, Villanova and Ferran got traded to Windsor. So I was like, okay, you know what? Like, we got off the bus, and the GM was like, hey, come into the office. And I came to the office as well. He's like, there's no trade for you yet, but we're looking. So I was like, all right. And then all the way till Thursday night, I'm getting a lot of calls here and stuff. And then a couple of rumors floating around that Peter was interested or whatever. And then I'm at Coghlan. I'm at my buddy's billet house, and they're like, hey, did you get traded? I'm like, no, because I got no trade clause, so I'm not sure. But talked to Peter Bro, all positive. I said I'm going to sleep on it and stuff like that. Woke up next morning, was really pumped to get there. So went to the rink, signed the no trade clause, and was on my way to Peter with my dad. So it was a crazy week, a lot of emotions, but you know, I'm happy it's all over with now and in the back.
Okay, we're running out of time, so didn't want to run the whole interview, but I'll have the prospect report with that entire interview included with it tomorrow. Cool part about Kieron Walton, though, when he was drafted by Sudbury, his parents moved to Sudbury with him.
Oh,
So-
I love that.
So they were there full support. I didn't get a chance to play that part yet, but it was really cool. I talked to him about it after in Montreal, the tournament. He said, at first I was annoyed because I thought I was getting, you know, away from my family and I wanted to get away from my parents for a little bit. But he said when he would have a tough game, his mom and dad would be there each time when he came home. So that's a pretty cool story, I think, and a big part of probably why Kieron has had so much success.
Yeah, absolutely. Just as we get ready to wrap things up, and the Jets playing tonight in Tampa as they start this journey through Florida, because they play Florida on Saturday. You have a new ground control episode.
Yes.
Out
yeah.
tomorrow.
Here's the promo on my.
Here's the trailer. Oh, settle in, get your popcorn, everyone.
Oh, hey man, thanks for doing this today.
Tyler Esquivel, the full genius out of this one. So it was
Great
idea.
acting.
Yeah.
I felt it was as though
Yeah.
I felt you committed to the part.
I did.
Yeah, you really bought in and
Yeah.
you sold it. You delivered. So
Now,
congratulations.
Obviously playing against him would be terrifying,
We don't know
but
who.
he's just such the nicest person in the world.
Again, we don't know who.
Don't know who it is. I'm sure you guys have an What? Are you kidding? What do you mean? What do you mean? Anyways, it comes out tomorrow. Lots of great stories in it. There are 2 stories about Gabe Velarde in this podcast coming up that you're going to die. I laughed so hard. It took me everything. I had to contain myself because when the person who we can't name told the stories, everyone around us was laughing hard. So if I see people
I love
laughing,
moments like that. So do I. Then you
can't-
can't control yourself. And when you know you're not supposed to laugh,
yes,
you
because
laugh
I
even
got kicked
harder.
out of a lot of classrooms growing up in school because I could
Shocking.
not contain myself.
Nah,
Because it wasn't because I was doing something bad. It's just because I couldn't stop laughing.
he was just a happy fellow.
I sure am.
Yeah, that's what you'd say. Every
Yeah.
time he went down to the principal's office, he goes, "What do you want from me? I'm just a happy guy."
What do you mean?
What do you
I didn't do
mean,
anything. What are you talking about? This has got to stop.
Oh, so does this show.
Yeah.
Winnipeg Sports Talks underway. Again, it's the Jets in Tampa. Here's some great, just a final note.
What?
Over the last 8 times that the Jets have played Tampa and Florida consecutively.
Always entertaining, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
They either win both
Right.
or lose both.
Okay. So last 8 trips
we
to
shall
Florida
Yep. Where
have
they've
either been
played,
awesome or
or
terrible.
not so much.
Okay.
So we shall see.
So
If it
you're
holds
trying to tell
true.
me if they lose tonight, that could be a problem.
I mean,
Based on
all
past
streets have
history.
to end, but
Yes.
it's just something. And Mark Scheifele, once again, feast or famine.
Right. Yeah,
In
I
the
know.
month of January.
Yes.
0 points or multi-points. Here's hoping it's another multi-point game tonight.
Multi-point night tonight, and also on top of that, a win.
A win. There you go.
Okay. We're done.
All right.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
We will see you Saturday. Oh, special time on Saturday.
10 a.m.
Because it's an early start.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
Yeah. So 10 a.m. Get your coffee, get your toast,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you're going to have for breakfast, and join us in the check-in. And we look forward to seeing you in the
We
chat.
should talk about our favorite spread on toast on Saturday morning.
Yeah. Okay.
See you,
Have
buddy.
a great day, everyone.